her brother and their cousins, and occasionally Gabriel's friends, on adventures around their neighborhood. She'd written a field guide and created elaborate plans for themed activities: dinosaurs, pirates, mermaids, Olympics, rocks and minerals, until they reached the best one yet: fairies. Every morning this week, they had talked about different kind of fairies: woodland, water, and fire. And she told them stories she wrote the night before. The stories weren't original, but retellings of books she'd read before. The little kids loved it when she put her own spin on them. Their appetite for new material was never-ending. Seeing a fairy in real life would be the highlight of their summer. The cherry on top of their adventures. The icing on the cake of their imagination. Typical Maven, she'd been worried the clouds would turn to rain, or that the fireflies wouldn't come out, or that the triplets would be cranky. They never stayed up beyond 7 p.m., but their mom, Tia Jeanette, had given them special permission since it was the last weekend before school started on Monday. Tia Jeanette was Maven's aunt on her mom's side. But, so far, everything was going according to plan. Maven's plan. And then she'd finally have time to get ready for the upcoming months. Tomorrow would be full of preparations for the new school year. Maven would be in 5th grade, which was strange to think about. In her school, 5th grade was the oldest grade. Last year, though, the kids had seemed so much older and cooler than her. She'd grown half an inch this summer, but she still didn't feel older. Or cooler. She'd loved every moment she'd spent with the little ones, but maybe now she was too used to hanging out with them. Hopefully things would change once school started, and something would click and make her cool. Suddenly, Gabriel pointed toward the middle of the meadow, and the triplets gasped. "Look at that!" Gabriel exclaimed, trying to keep his voice down. A cluster of pulsing lights hovered over the last of the season's wildflowers. "That's definitely where the queen lives," Ruby whispered. "Right, Maven?" Maven nodded. "Right. That's the capital of Magicstan." "I love this place," Gabriel said, his wide smile showing the little window left when his 2 top teeth had fallen out a few days ago. He was 7, 3 years older than the triplets, and 3 years younger than Maven. Sometimes he liked to pretend he was all grown up, but he was still very much a kid. The view was so magical, even for him. Emerald Hill, Fairy Meadow, and Fantastic Forest were really the undeveloped lots in their neighborhood, the Pleasant Meadow subdivision in the outskirts of Savannah, Georgia. Maven may have planned the outing, but Mother Nature had given her a hand. The mist from the nearby creek gave the scene the touch of magic Maven could only dream about. "Unlike dinosaurs, fairies do hibernate," Maven said, reminding them of the lesson from yesterday morning. Now, all of Fairyland is dancing and celebrating the end of a successful season. They worked so hard all summer. It's time to rest now. They'll wake up in the spring to paint the flowers and the leaves in the brightest colors. "But it's not officially fall for like 1 more month," Gabriel said, narrowing his eyes suspiciously. He always complained that school started just as summer was reaching its peak in the middle of August. He had a good point. "The fairies run on their own calendar, Gabe," Maven said. "Their ways are mysterious." Gabriel seemed satisfied with her answer. Valentina slapped at her own arm, and Maven already had the mosquito repellent at hand. She sprayed the kids so they wouldn't get bitten. The 4 of them looked so happy that she hoped to remember this for a long time. Before the sun's glow in the horizon dimmed, she took out her camera and snapped pictures of all of them as they watched the fireflies blink and wink. They too didn't want summer to be over yet. A couple of hours later, Tia Jeanette walked home with the sleepy triplets. After his bath, Gabriel fell asleep on the couch with his sketch pad in hand. Papi carried him to bed. Maven headed to her room to write an account of the day in her journal. It was shocking that the summer was gone. When her parents had told her that this year they wouldn't be able to travel anywhere because of work schedules, Maven had been sad. But not for long. She'd looked forward to spending it all with Gemma. The girls had been in the same class and best friends since pre-K, and they had clicked immediately. Then their moms had become best friends too.